Ugh. Greetings, everyone. I am sick. Not super sick, just got a mild cold, and it's kind of annoying. So, yeah. Anyway, it's update time. Picked up some new Blu-rays this week. Not a ton of stuff. I know the last update was pretty massive. I had to split it into, 7 parts. Yeah, going to be scaling back a little bit over the next little while. Kind of setting money aside for Halloween and other stuff, so not going too crazy with the purchases lately. But sometimes you just see some deals, or there's just a new release that you don't want to wait on because you don't want to miss out on the slipcover, that kind of thing. So yeah, so picked up a few things. So just a small update today. So let's get right to it. Today on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. Alright, first off, picked up a cool little steelbook, actually, that I had to do a double take because I couldn't believe it had this much stuff for this price. Can't mistake the mustache. It is Anchorman 1 and 2. Yeah, pretty cool. And this was only $16.99. Yeah, $16.99 for this lovely steelbook featuring the mustache. And if we take a look on the back, there is a ton of stuff in here. This is actually a 4-disc set, so it contains the original Anchorman, theatrical and unrated. It includes and it's all Blu-rays. It's 4 Blu-rays. Disc 2 contains Wake Up Ron Burgundy, the lost movie, which is of course primarily deleted scenes, kind of cleverly re-edited into a movie with another sort of plot going on there, and piles of extras there. As far as I can tell, pretty much every single extra from the previous deluxe editions have been ported over. And then we've got Anchorman 2, The Legend Continues, extended and theatrical versions. And then disc 2, we have the supersized version of Anchorman 2, which contains 90 minutes of deleted, extended, and alternate scenes. In terms of the running times here, Anchorman, the original, runs 94 minutes for the theatrical version, 98 minutes for the extended version, and Wake Up Ron Burgundy is 92 minutes, so it's like a whole other movie. And then Anchorman 2, the theatrical version is 118 minutes, the extended version is 122, and the supersized is 143 minutes. That's crazy. But we'll just take this off here. Snot glue. Hold on. I've been waiting on doing the update to take the backing off there, so there we go. So that will go with the backing collection, as it were. And then yeah, if we take a look on the back there, we got all the main characters and whatnot. And then inside, hold on a second. Inside, I don't quite know why they did it this way, but hold on a second, just spin that around. Yeah, so they got Anchorman 2 first for some reason, and then we have Anchorman, the Rich Mahogany Edition. And if we take a look underneath, we actually do have got the poster art there, quite nice. I do love it when steelbooks have interior artwork. And then here we've got the poster art for Anchorman 2. So a very, very nice set. Of course, it helps if you like the movies to begin with. I like the movies, so good on me. But I've actually never seen the second one, so I mainly picked it up to, obviously, to upgrade the first one, which I thoroughly enjoyed, and have had the deluxe edition for many, many years on DVD, and to check out the second one. So, I mean, for $16.99, you can't go wrong there. I mean, that is a shit ton of Ron Burgundy that we got going on there. That's great. Great stuff. Excuse me. So carrying on, we have a pair of animated films. First off, for Rosie, picked up Monster High, Scaris, the City of Frights. This is the latest Monster High movie, of course, with the lovely slipcover. They do really nice slipcovers for these. I think I've mentioned this before. So far, I've managed to get her every single version with the slipcover. So She's got quite an impressive Monster High collection. This also includes a couple of Ever After High shorts. It's funny because I guess Ever After High and Monster High are from the same company. I never realized that. I always thought that Ever After High was just kind of a Monster High wannabe, except featuring fairy tale, offspring instead of monster offspring. But no, apparently they're the same company, so whichever toy company it is that's doing those must be just rolling in it right now, because those are two massively successful franchises. So if we look inside, nothing really special inside. We've just got the DVD and the Blu-ray. So that's that. And then on the back, there you go. So lots of stuff there. Doesn't look like there's much in the way of extras, or they just don't list them. I don't know. Anyway, so apparently it's got a couple of Ever After High shorts on there as well, if you'll like that. Yeah, so she hasn't watched that yet. I actually just unwrapped it for this this update video. Things were a little bit busy the past week when she was here. We actually built her new bed. Yeah, so I might do a little video about that. There's still a couple components I need to construct. The thing is a beast, man. It just dominates the bedroom. I had no idea it was as large as it is. Didn't look that big in the store. I sustained some injuries as well. I don't know how well you can see, but cuts and scrapes and big honking bruise. Look at that. Look at that bruise. Yeah, that's from building the bed, and I got a couple of little ones here too. I don't know how well you can see, but yeah, injuries everywhere. All my arms and legs were like noodles by the end of it. I was just aching in pain, but totally worth it because Rosie now has an awesome new bed. All right, next up, picked up the latest in the DC Universe animated movies. Got Justice League: Gods and Monsters. Now this is kind of an interesting one because a lot of the recent animated movies they've been doing are kind of tied together. They've been adapting a lot of the New 52 stories, and there has been something of a continuity to them. This one, however, stands alone. It's actually its own thing. It's kind of a different take on a lot of the classic characters. For example, we have Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. Yeah, if I hadn't told you that, you may not have realized that's who those characters are, but that's who they are. Gods and Monsters has been, they've been doing a series of shorts online, and I've seen one of them, specifically one featuring Harley Quinn. A very psychotic and dangerous Harley Quinn, actually quite chilling, I have to say. But yeah, so anyway, this is a full-length movie featuring these sort of fresh takes on these classic characters. And I saw a couple clips from it. Looks actually pretty damn good. I mean, it's from Bruce Timm. I mean, if anybody knows how to do the DC characters justice in an animated film, it is Mr. Timm. So, yeah, good stuff. Definitely looking forward to checking that out. I need to get caught up on those, actually. I probably say that every time I get one. I've been collecting them as they come out, obviously, so I can get the lovely slipcovers. You can see how much embossing they do on there. It's quite nice. And no, the titles aren't embossed, just the front. But yeah, I need to sit down and have like a marathon of them. Now, next up, when I heard that they had done this back when it was first announced, I was just blown away. I thought I didn't think they would ever do this just because of the amount of work involved, but they did. They did it. They pulled the original negatives out of the vault and made it happen, man. I'm, of course, talking about, let's just go here, Star Trek: The Next Generation. Yeah, so there's, of course, the season sets that came out. They put out all 7 season sets in high definition on Blu-ray. But they also released 5 of the 2-part stories as movie compilations with exclusive extras as these single disc editions. So I was in Best Buy the other day and they had 3 of them on sale for like $7 each. So I thought, wow, or 8, I think it was $8 each. So I was like, wow, for like $24 I can get a bunch of Star Trek: The Next Generation 2-parters with the exclusive extras and just kind of get my feet wet with some high-def Star Trek: Next Generation. So I thought, why the hell not? So I picked up all 3 that they had available. So we've got Redemption, which is a 2-part story in which Worf tries to regain his family honor. And, of course, Unification, which is the very well-known 2-parter that guest stars Spock, and Sarek has an appearance in this as well. Actually, his final appearance in Star Trek. And then we have Chain of Command, which I don't think I've ever actually seen, but it's something to do with the Cardassians and some war going on. Anyway, But always pretty cool. I mean, the two-parters in Star Trek Next Generation were always like the big game changer episodes. So it's pretty cool to see these epic stories again. And I have to say, the high definition looks absolutely fantastic. I mean, these really do look like freaking movies. It's just gorgeous. Except, of course, the fact they're in 4:3 aspect ratio, because that's how they were originally filmed and broadcast and intended to be viewed. But I mean, other than that, they look very cinematic, and it should be in 4:3. By the way, I don't want you to misconstrue that as a negative. No, not at all. I mean, I'm absolutely overjoyed that they did it that way, because that's how they're meant to be seen. Widescreen TVs didn't exist in 1987 when this series started. But yeah, great stuff. Really enjoying them a lot. You can't even see them over there. All right, well, let's put them here, shall we? There. Oh, and there it goes. But yeah, it was a pretty big deal when this was announced for Blu-ray, because I always knew that it was possible to do it on Blu-ray, but that it would be very difficult, because essentially they would need the original film negatives that were done, that were in the camera back in the 80s and 90s when they filmed it. And then they'd have to reconstruct the episodes shot for shot using those new high-definition scans of those film elements. And then, of course, there was the problem of post-production effects, things like phasers and photon torpedoes and transporter effects and anything that was done in post-production, because a large chunk of that was done in standard def, because this was back in the era when they edited and mastered everything on standard def. So a lot of those post-effects were done in standard definition. Luckily, this was also the era where they were still using models for the spaceships and stuff. So all of the spaceship elements also existed on film. I think a lot of the background elements also existed on film. So there's a large percentage of it that existed on film. So basically, the process entailed reconstructing the episodes shot for shot, and then the only stuff they had to recreate from scratch was some of the post-production effects. But they did it, man. They actually did all 176 episodes of the series. You can get the whole damn thing in high definition now. So that's pretty awesome. So I'm thinking with next year being the big 50th anniversary celebration of Star Trek, I think I'm finally going to bite the bullet and get all of those on Blu-ray. Got to reacquire the original series. The original series looks amazing on Blu-ray. Obviously, want to get Next Generation, and they also have all 4 seasons of Enterprise out on Blu-ray. No word on Deep Space Nine or Voyager. I think the problem being that was kind of entering into the era of CG effects. So there is a lot of model work in there still. It's well in Deep Space Nine anyway. But Voyager, the effects were largely done in CG in standard definition. So basically, that would mean finding the original files and re-rendering everything in high definition. And that's going to be a lot of work. I mean, considering also Deep Space Nine did pretty well, but I think Voyager fans are kind of split on. A lot of fans really like it, a lot of fans don't. So, Next Generation, I could see, basically where I'm going with this is Next Generation, I could see them justifying the expenses because it was such a huge success, and even a lot of non-Star Trek, like hardcore Star Trek fans enjoyed it. It was very accessible, whereas Deep Space Nine and Voyager are a little bit more, I don't know, not as accessible, I don't think, for the casual fan. They're a little bit more, I don't know, sorry, I could be talking out of my ass. But anyway, the point is, I don't know that they are popular enough compared to Next Generation and the original series to justify the expense that it would take to put them in high definition. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe they'll do it. I mean, they surprised us with Next Generation. It just kind of came out of nowhere. So we'll see what happens. But that's the problem with doing these shows from that era, is a lot of them were edited and mastered in standard def. So if you want to prep them for Blu-ray properly, like in actual proper high def, you need to have access to those original source elements. And if you don't, then you're screwed. Anyway, I think that is it. That is the update. Six new titles. So anyway, nice way to get my feet wet with some high-def Star Trek. I have to say, it looks fantastic. I will definitely be picking up the season sets at some point. Probably not until it gets closer to the 50th anniversary, though. Maybe around, maybe like Black Friday, I might pick up a few there. But this year, I'm really focusing on finishing the Doctor Who collection. As you can see, I moved it over here for now. I've only got 9 titles left. I basically have, yeah, and they're all 7th Doctor stories. So I have 9 of the 12 7th Doctor stories to get, and then that's it. I've got the entire classic series, all that exists. So that's pretty cool. And then we'll get back to some Doctor Who action. Alrighty, that is it from me to you for now. So I'd just like to take a moment to thank my Patreon sponsors. Thanks, Patreon sponsors. You guys are awesome. Really appreciate the support. Big thanks to Kyle Pellegrini and Get Your Gorgeous On, the e-mag run by Michelle O'Toole and Simon Hedger, for being my biggest my highest level sponsors. Really appreciate that, guys. And big thanks to everybody else as well. Please consider becoming a sponsor, because every little bit helps to you know, allow me to do more of this stuff for you, and even more. I've got a lot of other stuff I'd like to do as well that I just need to find the time to do. So Patreon helps make that possible. Alrighty, that is it from me to you for now. So until next time, thanks for watching, and sayonara.